What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the AstraVision show. My name is Blake Harris.
My name is Maki Totachini.
And this is where you come to
Vibe with the Tribe.
Today we are watching episode 3 of The Summer Hikaru Died. Dope first 2 episodes. Very eerie, very creepy show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
like
mysterious.
Yeah, a lot of mystery. Yeah. There's a lot of things. I'm sitting here trying to run back through my head.
A lot of tensions.
Yeah, a lot of tension. We just came back from SuperCon in Miami, Florida, so...
I'm in Miami trip.
Yeah, I think we talked about it before. We have our own original stories and comic books and stuff like that. Mikey, can you name one of those pillows, actually? The Genesis Elite one? Yeah. We have like our own characters and stuff. We have pillows and all kinds of different stuff. So, yeah, travel around to conventions, do all that good stuff. You could find vlogs and stuff in the description. We're not here to talk about that right now.
No, because you're here to watch our reactions to this.
Yes. And we're here to tell you our thoughts and be introspective and deep dive and all that good stuff. So, we're going to do that now. All right, y'all. Let's jump into this.
Yoshiki, manga 食いするからさ、見とってや。ただいま。うわ、来たな。
Jesus.
Jeez.
Damn, it's about to grow in his stomach. It's over.
トウヤンの友達が種食って全身ストライプのスイカ人間になってまったんやって。
I remember that
ほん
when
でどうなっ
I
た
was a kid.
死んだ。
He starts crying right away.
That's funny. That's crazy.
Innocent children back then. And now one of them is dead. And the other one's very depressed.
I know.
Man.
That's a crazy flashback.
Yeah. Uncanny events that's taken place at
Have
most
we
of these guys so far.
Have we seen this yet?
Yeah, you have.
Oh.
Usually just skipped ahead since we already watched the ones previous to, because then we'll just give that to the people that watch it on the Patreon. But yeah, I'm keep watching it because I might have missed something, honestly.
This is crazy. Yeah, it feels like I haven't watched this. I don't know why. I don't remember any of this. Oof. Crazy intro.
これ。あら、立派なスイ。
The Flash.
いった。ジェロジロの主人公みたいな格好しよって。育児なしが。こら。
Jeez.
Damn, putting him in a grappling hook.
That was a crazy grapple move. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
勝ったさっきなんか持ってきとった親戚からもらったスイカ
He's totally over it.
スイカの味はちゃんと知っとるんやおうもう10回くらい食っとるに食べ方もアップグレードしてんでわあ
Jesus.
来たな
Fuck.
いやちょっとああ種飲んだスイカ人間になってまうわ
The watermelon, man.
今やなスマボラする
Smash Bros.
Hey.
Shit.
まあええけど
They must put a lot of sunscreen on if they're still able to be white. Colored like that, you know what I mean? For being out in the country.
Oh. Some people just don't tan as well as others, I would say, too.
Very true.
A lot of Asian, like old school Asian countries that like powder their skin and stuff, too. Make themselves look lighter. I'm not saying they do that, but...
Right.
俺だけこんな普通にしてていいわけない
I was wondering when he was going to admit that.
なんや急になんかちゃんとこういうの言いたいって気持ちがあるだけやし俺もそうすればよかったな
Damn. I think he's talking about back when his friend was still alive.
Yeah, probably.
結局ガーガー寝よった
Jesus.
白飯
Jeez.
の頃やったな。ヒカルのお父やんが死んだん。
Oh,
あ
damn,
れ
is that dead?
そういえばかなり前、ヒカルのお父やんがあの山に。
Damn.
年が近いのはヒカルだけや。やから俺とヒカルはずっと二人で生きてきた。
And the only kid?
何の音しとんねん。
Oh god, he just threw up in the middle of the room like that? Hopefully he didn't hit Hikaru. Okay, he didn't.
Right on his face. Blah.
Has he still not eaten the watermelon yet? Oh, kinda.
よしきちゃんちょっとええ
はい。
Don't leave your phone there. Damn, bro. Now he's gonna wake up from his nap and he's gonna see it.
Who was he messaging? To...
I,
Oh, the lady from the market.
誰これ。
Fuck.
new mistake.
あ、はい。
いらっしゃいませ
Diner America.
そしたら何が起きたか聞いてもえ
Damn, bro. I don't know.
ねえ町や村がおかしくなり始めとるの気づいとるここら一帯に歪みのようなもんができて不審な事件や汚れって言ってもわからんよねおるはずのないもんが増えてきてる町や村が女
Ooh, that shit was creepy.
Yeah, it was.
子やと思うあれは何やろ巨大な塊
あれは
Hmm.
神が抑えられていたんかも、この前くらいになってほしくないの
お待たせしましたご注文のアメリカメガデラックスマウンテン大統領にな
America
りま
Mega
す
Deluxe. That's crazy. Anything big, they just assume it's American, huh?
right.
Crazy. He's just mad chilling in the classroom.
お誰や
I love this aesthetic when it's like raining outside, like on glass windows and stuff.
見てないよ
Very calming. The fuck?
まだいたん
ちょっと忘れ物して。
ヒカルが探しとったで
見つけたら先帰れって言っといてや。
Think he's staying home to avoid him?
Yeah.
ってことやんな。脳抜き様、山に閉じ込められとった何か。松浦さんの変死事件、村の歪み。光、お前は一体。
That's what I want to know.
やっとおった。今日は先帰ってくれへん。え、ご機嫌斜めやな。
The fuck? Sound
Jeez
effects crazy.
Louise.
俺の変顔にヨシキが笑わへん。ねえ、ほんまにどうしたん？顔色ドブみたいやで。しつけえな。ほんと一人にし。じゃあ、この前の週末なんで町の方来とったん？知らん人とメッセージやり取りしてるのはなんなん？あかんのか。前は結構何でも話しとったと思うけど。前って。さも自分のことのように言うけどな。
Damn. Oh. Wow.
そうなん。
Damn, you feel
Right
that
in the
quick.
kisser.
当たり前やろ。お前は声も見た目も喋り方も光そっくりやけどさ、光ちゃうやんか。
Damn.
Pretty much just signed his own death warrant.
でも俺、ヨシキがおらんとダメなんや。
Damn.
だって俺の正直もう入らんねん。初めてのお前みたいな偽物は。
It's crazy
もう
how
さ、 どこまでが自分の感情なんかわからん。
あかんってこのまま一緒におったらあかんって。
Damn.
分かっててもお前を好きなのやめられん。
What the fuck?
This is a trip.
Jesus.
That thing was inside him like that?
What the fuck?
Oh, what the hell?
Yo, what the fuck?
なんやこれ。何かが流れ込んで。
That's a crazy line.
What the hell? They're showing a past self?
Damn. I knew he was just gonna leave.
嫌いにならんで。
That's crazy. This is such an emotionally complex story.
なんとか変やん。ヨシキも闇のオーラブワー出とるし、なんかヨシキ大好き感すごいし、かわいそうやもん。
ヨシキ。嫌いにならんで。
指詰めたらな
俺もう行くわ。
I'm gonna
Why is
head
her
out.
finger in her mouth like that? It's like she's treating her like a dog and got something in its mouth it's not supposed to. Open your mouth.
What did you eat?
Drop it.
Damn, he's gonna go to his house, knock on the door.
He is.
Craziness.
ほら、ビッグ乗っとるやん。怯えとるやんか。
Damn.
怯えとらんし。
I mean, he was probably already afraid of you, realistically.
俺さ、お前のそばにおれるだけで、ええから。もう誰と会ってようがどうでもええ。嫌われたないから。
Damn, this is crazy.
だからな勝手に使っとるやつが。涼しくてごめん。こいつは。お前やっぱり光よりガキ臭いんやな。俺が教えてやらんと。
This is where the turning point starts to. Oh
It just
man.
got mad complicated.
It did.
It was already complicated, but like the tone of their dynamic is so fucking interesting because I can look at that and I can recall moments in relationships that I've had where it was very similar to that. You know what I mean? Like kind of like the insecurity of Hikaru and being angry and having all these different emotions and then being on the other side of that in Yoshiki, is that his name?
Yeah.
Hope so. Yeah, Yoshiki. Being in Yoshiki's position, like a lot of that dialogue that they just had about him sort of, being scared, but more, it's like scared physically of what could happen because how that person lashed out, you know what I mean?
Right.
I've been in situations where it's like, let's say for example, you talk to someone or you date someone or something like that, and then they get into that mode where they realize they really like you, and then they lash out or get mad or yell or something like that, and you're like, oh damn, I've never seen that side of this person. Now I'm afraid because I don't know, you know what I mean? Because that's not the person that I met. Yeah, so if they can blow up like that, then what else is there that blah, blah, blah. And then you're also afraid of your own emotions, but there's like that very like delicate line, you know what I mean, of damn, this person just cares about me a lot. That's why they're doing this. And it's weird because that can become so toxic, right? Like that can become a thing where you're like, oh yeah, this person just likes me. Now you're making excuses for the person, and then you know what I mean. It ends up becoming a abusive relationship or whatever the case is. So it's very interesting, like how delicate the situation is, and then you add the monster on top of it, and then you add the fact that they were friends. You add the fact that they're both males. You know what I mean? All these different dynamics to an already complicated situation. Yeah, I feel like the writing of this show and the dialogue is going to be like what really carries it. Like I see the mystery and the eeriness, yeah, but I don't feel like it's going to be as much weight, at least not right now, as the dialogue and the writing. Right. I think exploring that dynamic between the two who are friends, and this could go for any type of relationship. People that were friends that are like, oh, I don't want to ruin this friendship, but I do have an emotional attachment that's deeper than just friendship. You know what I mean? That whole, yeah. Very complex. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that on a lot of different bounds, and that's what's really going to carry this show and make a lot of people relate to it. I mean, shit. Yeah. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, damn, I can see a lot of different parallels. I don't have no boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it carries across, you know, different dynamics, so that's crazy.
I also want to kind of jump on your point about the monster, too, because when it was attacking... Yoshiki, and it kind of almost like dwindled into his like memory, or giving him like a sense of like what this monster's seen or went through already, and it showed like almost like a memory from like a very, very long time ago. So the fact that monster was able to kind of like in some way bond with him like that, to show it what it's feeling in that moment, it's kind of like, was it actually the monster's feelings and that it didn't know it had, or was it still his best friend Hikaru that was displaying that? And that monster didn't know. It just lashed out because his friend, or the person that he first met when he came to be, was getting mad at him, and he didn't know why. So the monster just did its monster or demon thing and just, you know, attacked.
Yeah.
So the fact that he even came back to have that realization to where it was still his friend, that almost like his friend's reaction to be like, why am I doing this to you? I shouldn't be doing this to you. You were my friend.
Exactly.
And the fact when it said, don't hate me, I was like, wait, what? Don't hate you? This monster literally could have just killed this guy. The monster did a total 180 and spared him right there and then. It kind of like showed that either the monster is also evolving and kind of getting a better understanding of itself, or it just cares about Yoshiki a whole lot, to where it's like, yeah, it can't go on without him if anything happened to him. So it's like, this is very, very complicated, and I never seen or read or kind of like dove into anything like this. So to kind of like see that perspective and like an outcome like that, I was like, damn, anybody could have walked in and seen that, and like the whole story could have even got more complicated on that. But
I know. But they're really paying attention to like the dynamic between the two characters, because there's so many different things. Like someone's died, you know what I mean? They haven't even really went too crazy on exploring that. They're really just trying to hone in on this dynamic first and make sure that you understand how delicate of a situation this is and how important they are to each other. That way, whenever and that's how a lot of the best stories are written. You know what I mean? And once you understand the characters' motivations and the characters' fears and all that good stuff, then you can go anywhere with the story, and you're going to watch the characters do anything. You know what I mean? So, from writer perspective, great job.
I also just want to point out one more thing at the very end, where he pretty much says, he pretty much goes back on what he was saying with that other chick about letting this relationship kind of die out and be done. But it doesn't look like he's going to move away from that at all. So, yeah, it just got even more complicated, because that was something that he himself, that at the moment, or earlier in the episode, that he needed to kind of like break off, because if he kept going on with his life with himself, the self-imploding and self-destroying, destructive, and he was feeling it. Especially sitting in that class and just looked like those lines going down. I like that effect, because it looked like the whole weight of everything was falling on him. And it was just like, I've been in situations like that where it like felt a lot of pressure, and you just almost paralyzed, and you just don't know what to do. But it's like, from that and then transitioned over to him going and talking to the girl, it was like, man, to go out and seek somebody like random like that you think might have a similar experience, or they do have a similar experience.
Yeah, they do.
But it went into a total like abusive relationship part. I'm like, wait a second, I thought she was talking about a monster, but then she started talking about the eeriness and the monsters. And I think that monster that took over his body, Hikaru, is the one that was preventing all the bad things happening around the village. That's what I think. Because as soon as he left, everything's just started to happen like out of nowhere, like she was saying. So I was like, man, this is very complicated for the whole town, the relationship, just overall, just it's keeping me interested.
Yeah,
I didn't think I would like this. I like this. This keep me very. I don't know what's going to happen. Why is he touching his finger? What's going on? Why is he swallowing watermelon seeds? Like, man, this is kind of never.
No, I'm also watching Apothecary Diaries, and that's another story that just kind of, it's more very intricate writing when it comes to like that show, and it really just explores like a time period. It's like almost like a period piece. Speaking of Apothecary Diaries, it's right there. But the writing and the dynamic between the characters is what really carries that show as well. And this does a good job as like the double entendre, right? Of like what you were saying, the monster aspect of like the abusive, almost like the physical part of it, right? The abusive relationship and the monster aspect, you know what I mean? Like you can actually die from the situation. And then more of like the symbolism of the emotional death, you know what I mean? Like the part that he was saying, where he got angry and he was like, oh yeah, I can't really do this without you. That's more like one of those things if you like, it's the emotional death, right? It's like if you lose a family member, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, let's say, God forbid, someone's like mother or father passes away. It's like if you grew up that whole, you know, if you only know that one figure in that one space, then you're going to view that as, oh, if I lost that person, I don't know what I would do. You know what I mean? And that's like the emotion and what I saw happening there. So when he lashed out, you know, Yoshiki on the other side, I think he kind of understands a little bit more, and he knows it's almost like dealing with the child, you know what I mean? And I believe that all adults are children, you know what I mean? Because there's not everyone has like complete 360 knowledge of everything, you know what I mean? People have bits and pieces of certain things depending on how they grew up and this and that. Yeah. So it's interesting because I think Yoshiki is looking at it as, hey, this person is, you know, they just need some help, you know what I mean? And it sucks because I feel like that's how a lot of relationships, like I said, I've been in a lot of dynamics where you have a person who's, let's say like a player or something like that, or you have like a girl who gets like a lot of attention and a lot more experience than the guy does, and then you go into like that relationship. In Yoshiki's position, it's interesting because I feel like he's looking at it like he's like the, let's say like the player or the bad boy. Yeah, he's experienced one, and then Yoshiki is the one that could potentially change him and make him actually do X, Y, Z, you know what I mean? Be a better person or whatever the case is. And I'm looking at it even from that perspective as it relates to that, you know? So yeah, it's like a triple entendre, quadruple entendre going on as far as like storylining and like layers and stuff. And it's just great. That's all I'm gonna say. We talked a little bit longer on this one. We saw in some of the comments in the last video. There was a couple people that were like, damn, you only went into depth about a minute. I'm kind of disappointed. And I was like, fuck. I didn't know people wanted to, you know, dive into everything. It depends on, every show is different. So some shows are more action heavy. And we do like I said, write comic books. We have 20 plus different comic books. We have like award-winning films and stuff like that. So do a lot of writing. I write 24/7. Mackey's branching into his new series, Spirit Walker. He's writing 5 comic books right now. So not only is this great practice, not only is we genuinely love and passionate about anime, but it's nice. It's like case study, you know what I mean? I feel like it's like film study in a way for us. So yeah, if you guys are, you know, want to talk more about all that good stuff, you guys can join our Discord. If you guys want to, especially going more in depth with these conversations, Discord is always easier. We have like a Discord channel. Let's say for like To Be Hero X, we have people that jump in there every week and they will comment like, oh, these are my theories about the show and this and that. And we can kind of, you know, just dissect a little bit more there. Of course, YouTube comments and everything is great. But yeah, if you want options, if you want to, you know, put your thoughts out there and make sure that they're heard, we do have a bunch of different videos, League of Legends, Warhammer, anime, comic book stuff, video game stuff. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you guys again for watching this episode with us. And until then, you already know, we'll see you guys next time.
All right, y'all. Much love. Peace.